Welcome to the studio of NIOS. Myself, Dr. Anjali Shaukin, Assistant Professor, University School of Education, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. Today, we are going to discuss about type and trait theory of personality. A number of studies have been undertaken by many psychologists in order to throw light on various aspects of personality. They have attempted to study personality in their own way. Type and trait theories are divided into two types, type theory and the trait theory. Both these theories of personality focuses on people's personal characteristics. However, type theorists and trait theorists differ in the ways in which they use characteristics to describe people. Now, next is, what is personality trait? We can define personality trait as a characteristics, attribute, variable or feature of persistent nature which is visible in one's thinking and acting. A trait can be thought as relatively stable characteristics that causes individuals to behave in certain ways. Traits differ across the individuals and they influence the behavior. Every person has a number of traits, but all the traits are not found in all persons. Traits are relatively stable over the time. The combination and interaction of various traits form a personality that is unique to each individual. Some traits are closely related and tends to occur together. Trait theory is a theory which focuses on identifying, measuring and describing individual differences in personality in terms of traits. The theory is based on the assumption that the person's personality is primarily based on his or her traits. Trait theory approach focuses on personality differences between the individuals. There are three main traits theory given by Allport, Cattell and Eysenck. So, first of all, we will discuss about the trait theory given by Allport. According to Golden Allport, traits are the basic units of the personality. Each of us develops a unique set of such organized tendencies termed as traits in the course of our continuous and gradual development. In 1936, Gordon Allport, psychologist, found that one English language dictionary alone contained more than 4,000 words describing different personality traits. Later on, he reduced the traits and categorized these traits into three levels. First one is the cardinal traits, the second one is central traits and the third one is secondary traits. Now, first of all we will discuss about the cardinal traits. Cardinal traits dominate an individual's whole life, often to the point that the person becomes known specifically for these traits. People with such personalities can become so well known for these traits that their names are often synonymous with these qualities. Very few people possess these traits. Allport also suggested that these cardinal traits are very rare and tends to develop later in the life. These are the general characteristics that form the basic foundations of the personality. These central traits are not as dominating as the cardinal traits. These are the major characteristics which we might use to describe another person. Terms such as intelligent, honest, shy and anxious are considered as the central traits. Now, the second one is secondary traits. Secondary traits are sometimes related to the attitudes or the preferences. they often appear only in certain situations or under specific circumstances. For example, getting anxious when speaking to a group, or we can say the person might get angry at some point of time, or we can say impatient while waiting in a line. So, these all are the examples of the secondary traits. Next is the Raymond-Cattell's 16 personality factor, that is another trait theory given by the Cattells. Cattells based his theory on various sources rather than just as reporting. He reduced the number of main personality traits from Alport's initially list of 4000, which he reduced to 171. Then he rated a large number of individuals for these 171 different traits. By using a statistical technique known as factor analysis, he identified closely related terms and eventually he reduced his list to just 16 key personality traits. According to Cattell, these 16 traits are the source of all human personality. He also developed one of the most widely used personality assessment technique known as the 16 personality factor questionnaire. All these 16 factors of personality are bipolar, like emotionally easily upset versus calm and stable, intelligent versus unintelligent, suspicious versus trusting, reserved unfriendly versus outgoing friendly, assertive dominant versus non-assertive humble, sober serious versus happy go lucky, conscientious versus expedient, shy timid versus vendorsome. Next, the tender minded versus tough minded, practical versus imaginative, shrewd versus forthright, self-assured, placid versus apprehensive, conservative versus experimenting, group-oriented versus self-sufficient, undisciplined versus self-disciplined, relaxed versus tensed and driven. So, these all are the 16 factors which are given by the Raymond-Cattell. Now, the next one is Eysenck. Hence, Eysenck has also given the 3 dimensions of personality. The first one is introversion or extroversion. Introversion involves directing attention to inner experiences, while extroversion relates to focusing attention outwards on other people and the environment. A person high in introversion might be quiet and reserved, while an individual high in extroversion might be sociable and outgoing. The second is neuroticism or emotional stability. This dimension of Eysenck trait theory is related to the moodiness versus even temperateness. Emotional stability refers to the state of being emotionally stable or constant. Neuroticism refers to an individual's tendency to become upset or emotional, while stability refers to the tendency to remain emotionally constant. Next, the third one is psychotism. Later on, Eysenck added a personality dimension, psychotism, to his trait theory. After studying that individuals were suffered from mental sickness. People high on this trait suggest that the individual might not be normal and might have some trouble with dealing the reality. Moreover, they tend to have the difficulty in dealing with reality and may be antisocial, hostile, non-empathic and manipulative. These all were the trait approach. Next is the type approach of the personality. Theories adopting the type approach advocates that human personalities can be classified into few clearly defined types, and each person, depending upon his behavioral characteristics, somatic structure, blood types, fluids in the body, or personality traits can be described as belonging to a certain type. Based on such approach, the physician of ancient India broadly categorized all human beings into three parts. This classification was based on the three basic elements of the body, that is pith, vat and kapha, that is known as the bile, wind and mucus. Now, according to the ancient Indians Ayurvedic classification, in India, the ancient system of Ayurveda classified the individuals based on the presence of combination of elements of nature. Ayurveda advocates that the entire universe, that is the living or non-living, is made up of 5 elements, that is air, fire, water, earth and ether, that is known as space. Human body contains these elements as its constituents. Some are loaded with the combination of air and ether, some with air and water, etc. So, these are the types of the personality. Like when the person is having the air and ether, the personality type is vat and they have the characteristics like slightly built, a little pigeon, chested with dull dark hair and eyes, have dry, rough and chapped skin, suffer from stiff joints and have the joint problems. They are very restless with active minds, indecisive and emotionally insecure, poor in memory, tendency towards hypnosia, depression and good artist. The second one is when there is water and earth. The personality type is kapha. They have the characteristics like big boned, overweight with a pale, smooth complexion, shining hairs, wide eyes, attractive and they suffer from the sinus problems. Need a lot of sleep, rationally speak, move slowly, calm and loyal, romantic, emotionally secure, experienced. Next is the fire and water. The personality type is pith and they are having the characteristics of average build, have a ruddy complexion or red hairs with moles, freckles or acne, tendency to go grey and bald ear in life. They are intense, precise with critical sharp intelligence, good leaders. At their worst, they get angry, enjoy sports, hunting and politics. Next is the classification which is given by Hippocrates. According to Hippocrates, the human body consists of 4 types of fluids. The first one is blood, yellow bile, mucus and black bile. The predominance of one of these 4 types of fluids in one's body gives him unique temperamental characteristics leading in a particular type of personality. For example, blood is dominant fluid in the body. The personality type is sanguine and the characteristics are they are light-hearted, optimistic, happy, hopeful and accommodating. The second one is the yellow bile. They are choleric, irritable, angry but passionate and strong with active imagination. Next is mucus. They are phlegmatic, cold, calm, slow or sluggish and indifference people. Next is black bile. They have the personality type of melancholic. They are bad-tempered, dejected, sad, depressed, pessimistic, depravable and self-motivated. Next is the Kretschmer's classification. German psychologist Kretschmer has attempted to correlate physique and characters of human beings. He classified all human beings into certain biological types according to their physical structure and has allotted definite personality characteristics associated with each physical makeup. From his studies on mental patients, he found that certain body types are associated with particular types of mental disorders. He has classified personality into 4 types. First one is Finnick, having the fat bodies. They are the people of short height and have round body. They are extroverts. They are sociable, jolly, easygoing and good natured. The second one is athletic, having the balanced body and the characteristics like people have a slender or slim body. They are introverts. Next is leptosemantic. They are lean and thin. The characteristics are the energetic, optimistic and adjustable, unsociable, reserved, shy, sensitive and pessimistic. Next is the Sheldon's classification. William Sheldon has also classified the types of personality. Like Kretschmer, Sheldon too classified human beings into 3 types according to the physical structures and certain temperamental characteristics with them. The first one is the endomorphic. Endomorphic people having the highly developed viscera but weak somatic structure. They are easygoing, sociable and affectionate. Next is mesomorphic. They have the balanced development of viscera and somatic structure. They have craving for muscular activity, self-assertive, loves risk and adventures. Next is ectomorphic. They are having the weak somatic structure as well as underdeveloped viscera. Like Kretschmer's leptosemantic, they are very lean and thin. They are having the personality characteristics pessimistic, unsociable and reserved. Next is the Jung's classification. Jung's divided all human beings basically into 2 types, introverts and extroverts, according to their social participation and interest which they take in the social activities. Introverts are described as people who share characteristics such as shyness, social withdrawal and tendency to talk less. Because of these characteristics, these people appear to be self-centered, unable to adjust easily in social situations. They are future-oriented, very sensible and rigid in ideas. Extroverts share a tendency to be outgoing, friendly, talkative and social in nature. They prefer social contacts, generous, supportive and courageous. They are happy-go-lucky persons and show interest in present, reality than future. They express their feelings openly, take decisions quickly and act upon quickly. They are not affected easily by the difficulties. Next is the ambiverts. There are only few people who are pure introverts and pure extroverts. The remaining majority of people possess both the qualities of introverts and extroverts. Such people are called ambiverts. This classification was made by psychologists who came after Jung. So, today we have discussed all the classifications of type and trait theory of personality. Thank you.
प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने हम, अपना दीपक स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बात,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम, अपना दीपक स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने हम, स्वयं बने हम,
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
अपना दीपक स्वयं बने हम, अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने
ज्ञान ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने। परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों